perhaps how the race played out last year, just from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you know, such a bummer from my perspective. You know, I got a good restart. That really helped me. First of all, to get the lead, but watching it back, it just I didn't do a good enough job cutting off distance. I felt like in the last few laps, especially with 2 to go, I chose to protect against the 12 getting a run on the top side of 1 and 2. So I chose to run the middle, kind of go up high towards the exit to get the run, and he just killed me with distance through 1 and 2 and cleared me. So it's just it was one of those things where you wish you had it to do all over again.
You said on the podcast that a right hook's a right hook, and it was just a matter of intention. But then they decided that there was intention, but then they didn't penalize it the same. How'd you feel about the non-suspension?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I just think that no matter whether we have rules or not, there's always going to be here's how we interpret it, right? And so it's just unfortunate for those victims of the situation, but certainly, I think it just, you gotta, if it was my position, you judge intent, and you can't, like I said, I don't think the result should matter. It's the intent that really should matter.
So you felt like he should have been suspended for a race?
I didn't see the data then. I didn't look at it then, and I frankly didn't have time to look at it this week. So I don't know. I don't know what the intent was. I'd have to investigate it, but that's not my job.
I mean, he said he made an error in judgment, or his judge.
Okay.
So he said he did it.
Okay.
But is a suspension now is it more harsh now because you lose all your playoff points going
I mean,
into the
that's
season?
what's
So should NASCAR feel like, oh well, it's that now the penalty needs to be a little bit worse for that to be the crime, or the crime needs to be worse for that to be the penalty.
Certainly, anytime you have a new rule, there's always going to be cause and effect to it, right? And sometimes it's going to seem worse than it should be, and sometimes it'll seem like not enough. But that's where you kind of got to draw a line and say it doesn't matter what the result is. A foul is a foul. A flagrant one is a flagrant one.
You've gotten in practice with the option tires. How do they feel out there? How do you see that potentially playing out in the race?
I think it's a good tire. It's one that, again, I said we should blindly copy and paste of every short track. I don't see any track where it would wear, a lot more significant than what we have right here. So certainly, great job by Goodyear to develop this tire and certainly give us something that the driver and the team can really play a difference with.
Do you think?
Looking ahead to a stretch with a lot more ovals, you have places like Vegas, Homestead. How do you see, those tracks playing out with you guys having maybe a more normal style of racing in the next few weeks after super speedways and road courses?
Yeah, you want to get something that, you feel like you can control your destiny a little more, but you can't on road courses. So, but certainly the ovals is something that, we're a little better at. And hopefully we can take the step, today to be a little better. We're going to qualify decent, especially with as early as we went. But I feel confident that we'll make some good adjustments overnight. But really, we need to wait 3 more weeks to kind of draw any kind of conclusions to who's what.
What do you think? The softs tomorrow?
I don't know.
Yeah, we saw pretty much everybody's similar strategy.
Yeah, it was fast
at Richmond. So do you?
You could. It's certainly easier to get track position early if no one's on them, and maybe then hold off the field. But it really, again, like Gabe Hart would say, if you tell me where the cautions are, I'll tell you the perfect track.
What do you think are the keys to success at Phoenix?
I wouldn't know. Truthfully, I've been a 5th to 8th place team car driver here over the last few years. So we're trying some things to get better, and I think we're taking steps. They just is the competition taking steps with us. So I would ask probably 12 or 22 what it takes.
From the driver's seat, would you prefer 2 different compounds or maybe a softer tire compound?
No, I think the softer one is good. You got something here that's fire all fast. It really, the car makes big swings throughout the run. So I like what we got here.
Is your eye okay?
Yeah, it's just have a little sty.
So we don't want to see the other guy?
Yeah, I tried to. I thought about making up something, but the truth is, I just woke up with it.
Would you like to get